Sweet, okay, hey. I'm actually working on a painting tonight. Something I haven't done in a little while. Aside from the couple of rifles that I painted recently. That's part of my painted on this. I've never painted on MDF before. Thanks, by the way, Jeff Lafferty, for the tip on this. I've painted on board before, but you know, it was always treated with white. I've never actually used the natural wood grain to get my or to use as my base. It's kind of neat the effect it has on the color. But anyway, I just got this piece of MDF sitting around and thought I'd give it a shot, see what she works like. I need to start reaching with my right arm instead of my left. Got a movie playing in the background, but I think I can shut it off long enough to do this. I don't know what the volume is going to be like from the air going on, but hopefully it's not so loud that I can't talk over it. Anyway, this was an old Hulk piece that I had sketched out, and I think I'd actually, I'd started something else. I didn't really get to drawing it, just started laying out the border. But this one, I decided to go ahead and give it a run. Again with the right hand. So I just I did a nice little semi-detailed drawing. Cut out all my templates that I needed for my photo reference. And now I'm just kind of using another piece of reference as a map, kind of guide me through this. Running handheld. I don't know if you can. I really need to figure this out, but I've got like a pretty detailed pencil drawing going on underneath. You can see all the line work still going on here. But we're gonna see what I can do to MDF. I tend to overwork unfamiliar areas or unfamiliar items when I'm getting going again. Hopefully I don't do that on this one. Cause I really kind of like to have this look like something when I'm done. I know I've got all my shadows, and I sprayed in a basic green. I just have like a transparent phthalo blue with a green tint. They make two different phthalo blues. One of them's a red shade and the other one's a green shade. So I used the green shade for this piece since I was actually mixing green. It gives you a purer color. And then I used a very light Hansa yellow light. Pretty simple formula. I put 10 drops of the yellow, and then I did 1 drop of the phthalo blue. Gave that a mix. It gave me a nice little yellowish green. So I could just to give me a nice base, and then I actually went with the just about the same formula with 2 drops of the phthalo blue, and gave me a little bit darker. So I went 1 shade darker and started cutting in some of the shadows. And then I decided to go ahead and go with my Hooker's green and use this one to work in my deeper shadows, because I mean the colors totally buried my pencil lines, and I haven't done any paint work on it. I didn't do any of the black paint work on it, just pencil. So I thought I'd give it a shot and see what that darker green would do. And so far so good. I'm not too disappointed. I'm still going to go in probably when I'm done and reintroduce some of the blacks in there, selectively, of course. And there's places I think that are going to need them. My technique, I kind of, because I've been doing this so long, I got a pretty good mastery of the airbrush, and I can really get in there and sculpt out those muscles with just the airbrush. I kind of really enjoy freehand airbrushing much more than masking everything off. But like for this one, like I said, I took my reference piece and I chopped them out so that I could work it, without having to be so careful with it. And then the surrounding areas, I used that to go ahead and trap it off again. A little bit of tape, and just kind of spray my green so I could be a little more liberal while I'm spraying. But I'm past that point now, and now we're going to go ahead and follow our reference piece and work in some shadows. Just going to thin it down a little bit. Just want to work it a little more reduced to get a little better flow out of it. It is a warm one tonight. I'll tell you what. I think I can do this. I think what I'll do is I'll just kind of block in the basic shadow work, and then I'll hit it with the color pencils. And I think if I need to go back and forth with it, then I will. It's kind of boring just watching, me doing these little lines, but you watch it come to life. It actually looks, it's got a pretty neat look to it once I get a little deeper into it. I'm only going to be working just my regular 15-minute, or close to 15-minute video, but I think once I get to that point, if I'm still working strong on it, I'll just record another video and I'll just load them up, both of them, that way you can see the progress a little better. I don't know if you can hear it, but my compressor just kicked on, and I love that thing. Like I said, it's got it's basically a refrigerator motor on a 6-gallon tank. So it's really super quiet. So I could run this thing I'd probably talk louder than this compressor is. So. My room is right next door to my daughter's room, so I'm not sure. I don't know. Well, she hasn't told me, hey, I can hear you talking at night, Daddy. So I'm pretty sure that she's sound asleep or busy watching TV or just not interested in what I'm doing in here or what I'm saying. Again, this is Iwata HPC-H. And I really do dig this valve right on the gun. It gives me the opportunity to increase or decrease my air pressure without having to get underneath the table and lower the pressure right on the compressor. I'm still trying not to go too deep with the color, because I don't want to cover up all my lines. I still want it to have an artistic feel to it. I want all that stuff to be recognizable when I'm done. These little freehand shields by who's an airbrush artist out of Oregon named Mike LaValle, and he did these. He developed these with the who did he make these with? Iwata freehand templates. He uses these to make a realistic looking fire when he paints cars and motorcycles and boats and stuff. And they're awesome. They've got a million different little angles on them. And let me see where I can get that. There we go. Generally, you can find some angle. This is only one of them. I've got a stack of these things. Plus, I'm doing manis and petties, I guess. Yeah. But so I mean, you can pretty much find an angle or a shape on this for anything you got going on. So, like on this bicep here, you want to get a little harder edge, deepen that shadow up a little bit more without overspraying the actual muscle, so that the bicep itself pops. And boom, brought that sucker right out. Love these things. You can make your own. I've seen people, that I used to make before Medea and Iwata started making their own stencil, or making these stencils. Everyone that I knew that airbrushed used to just manufacture their own stencils out of you name it, cardboard, poster board. It's not rocket science. I guess it's pretty easy to, and then you just make a little pattern to fit your needs. These little templates, they kind of cut through all the BS, and they give you something ready-made. And because it's a mechanical cut, it's a die cut, so it's got nice smooth edges on it. Your rounds don't have any points on them. I don't know about you, but when I cut circles out, I usually have a couple little jagged points on them, because I'm just not that steady. I can goddamn airbrush with a straight line for forever without really